ABC News legal contributor and host of the Law and Crime Network, Brian Buckmeyer, who we just saw, joining me live now for a little bit more on this. Brian, thanks for being on. You know, in opening statements, the prosecution argued that this started as an argument between Meghan and Tory. The defense says this was actually all about jealousy between Meghan and Kelsey Harris. What stands out to you about these central arguments and how they might play out in this case?
Well, Diane, it was two things. First, how lean the prosecution's opening was. They didn't incorporate a lot of the things the defense got to kind of lay into them as kind of bombshell revelations, that there was a relationship between Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, as well as Kelsey Harris, and that there's more to look at here. I think that was a misstep by the prosecution. They don't want to be perceived as hiding something from the jury. But what really stuck out were the facts that the defense laid out. We all thought, I'll count myself and maybe many others, that this was a pretty clear-cut, someone shot Megan Thee Stallion or shot at her, and there was not much drama behind who had done it or what had happened. But the defense laid out many factors. The argument beforehand at Kylie Jenner's house, the potential of a witness saying that a woman had a gun. There were a lot of bombshells there that are going to be explained by both sides throughout the trial.
Now, after all of this buildup in the public sphere, Meghan is now expected to take the stand in court today. So what are you listening for as she testifies under oath?
Direct examination is easy. It's easy for someone to work through someone telling their own story and laying it out in a pristine way. I'm looking for the cross-examination. Megan Thee Stallion came out a number of times in the interview that we saw just moments ago, as well as through her music, defending her position and arguing that she was a victim here. That lays a lot of groundwork for the defense to cross-examine her and try to find inconsistencies, namely that she's always said that Tory Lanez and her never had a romantic or sexual relationship. I think the defense is going to try to start planting seeds that small inconsistencies or lies can lead to larger ones. It's going to be interesting to see how she pushes back and how the prosecution rehabilitates her and how she ends up after the direct and cross-examination.
And Brian, Kelsey Harris, who was there that night, she will also testify. Meghan has said previously that she felt that Kelsey sided with Tory. Is that how she's expected to testify, and how valuable will her testimony be?
Well, Kelsey's testimony is going to be valuable to anyone who can kind of co-opt her to their side, because the prosecution is saying that she is their star witness. She is the one that observed Tory Lanez shoot Megan Thee Stallion's feet, but the defense is painting her as the shooter. And how are you going to do that on cross-examination, trying to get someone to say, yeah, you know what, for the last 2+ years, it was actually me. I was lying the entire time. What I'm looking at is how this witness gets pulled to either the prosecution to say, hey, this is what the prosecution said she was going to testify to during their opening statements, or the defense trying to trip her up or interject other facts to say, hey, maybe you're lying here.
An interesting case to watch, that's for sure. Brian Buckmeyer, thank you.